Hello everybody, it's Vivian and Boyle from Texas, and Jack too. He's just at work today. A little update on what's happened. I feel like we still have a lot of work to do, but if I really look at it, I know that we've done a lot, and so it's getting there. But first, we'll show you our little drapes. Super easy canvas drop cloth from Home Depot, some rings and a metal rod, and we did spray paint the top up there. We get major afternoon sun on that side. That's the west and south. And being out on the patio is actually unbearable. It's so hot. You can't be out here even with the ceiling fans going. Since we've hung those, we've spent more time out here than we have in the year that we've been here. So that all works to the good. Our strawberry patch is still over here. It will be getting relocated after, sometime in the autumn. We're not there yet. We got to build the new bed, and then we got to transplant everything, and we're going to take some runners and make new plants so that we can have more strawberries. The straw seems to have helped some with the rotting. I don't think it was the botrytis, because since we put that down, we haven't had the gray hairy strawberries. We just get rotted ones from where the slugs are chomping on them. That's just a little shade bed that we built, because in the afternoon we get a little bit of shade here because the fence blocks it. So the leafy things, we're experimenting. We'll see what happens. There's cilantro, potatoes, which I don't know how they ended up in there. I think it's because I reused some potting soil, and some chard. Just cut the grass, but it's not all done. We get to trim it and stuff. Here is where the rabbit poo was, and it is now compost that we got from the city. I know it's not ideal, but we don't have oodles of cash laying around to just run out and buy the kind of compost that we'd like. So we take what we can get and go from there. There's our new bed. It's getting there. It's not quite full yet. Mixing that with the compost that we're sifting from the pile here by hand. Oh, if we only had Tony's trommel, that would make it so much nicer. So mixing it with the rabbit poo that we have in our compost bins, as well as the compost from last year. Some cosmos in the pot, lima beans, and some peas in the further pot. Trying to experiment. So let's just start over here. Okay, so here's one of the trellises. We plan on putting an arch here so we can plant our butternuts and our pumpkins, or Jack B. Little pumpkins on those. We have onions from seed here, and then we have some spring onions there, cosmos, various peppers, some watermelon on the trellis. Some of those are going to have to come off. There's way too many there. They're going to be not doing all that great. Swiss chard, another pepper. I just planted some bush French beans, rosemary from last year. That's a broccoli that was hiding. It's been there for a long time. I don't know if he's going to stay or not. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he perks up. Pepper. Right there. Kale. Some of that is that free kale that we got because the lady was just giving it away. Have some beetroot over there. Right there. And some right there. Just kind of like blue. I don't know what happened. Anyway, it's there. We'll see. We might get a beet out of it. Maybe enough to try. See if we like it or not. More kale, some more Swiss chard. That has been being eaten, but that's okay. one sacrificial plant, I guess. Other peppers. These are all onions from sets that we put in a couple months ago. My red ruby chard right there, and that's actually from the same packet of seed. That's not rainbow chard, but anyway. Carrots, and more carrots that I sowed probably last month. Spinach is not making it, obviously, because spinach, cilantro, potatoes, those things all hate me. They don't want to grow. So here's our raspberry canes that had growth on them, but have since done nothing. The growth that was on them shriveled up and died. I don't know if they're dead. We'll see. Our blackberry, Shannon's purple dwarf French beans, various peppers, pickles, or cucumbers as my husband says. We already have a couple on. Looking forward to that. They're burpless. I've never grown burpless, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm curious. This is where potatoes were. We didn't get a single solitary potato. The seed potato wasn't even to be found. It was gone. This whole thing was just underwater for way too long. I planted nasturtiums and other things from seed in the little cinder blocks. We got some herbs, oregano, thyme, some parsley right here that's struggling. So anyway, we're using the space, put some peppers in it, dug some manure in, all that good stuff. Some very sad cayenne peppers. There. One's got his pepper on. A little pepper on him. So he's trying. But let's see. Yellow squash I'm trying to grow up the trellis. You guys just call it yellow courgettes. Over here we call it yellow squash. Oops. Honeydew and cantaloupe. Various green beans. Tomatillos that have seen better days. Boyo is very enthusiastic in the garden, and so he's busted them up a little bit. So if we grow those again, we might have to put them in a safer location. It's been better since we put the blocks down. He hasn't, really been too rambunctious, but you never know. Miss Tanya's purple French beans, they took off. They were like, we are going to be first. Go Canada. We have a few beans. Can't wait to eat those. I've never had purple French bean, or green bean as we call them, in my life. Let's see, we have Sweet Million in the front and Arkansas Traveler in the back, or Arkansas, haha. Sunflowers are planted intermittently along the bed. We also have Gardener's Delight, Early Girl, and some mystery tomatoes that have come up, and so we're just going to see what they are, or what they turn out to be. We've got fruit on, the little guys here, and there's also some in the big ones. That's nice. Hopefully the stink bugs do not take over and kill our crop this year. Here is some brassicas in the back, cabbage and broccoli. They're not doing so great. They were really leggy, and they were late going in, but what the hell, we'll see what happens. Well, get out of there. Sorry, Boyle's trying to eat Swiss chard. Here we have some more yellow squash in the mound method. We're gonna give that a try. We have some eggplant or aubergines. Sorry, the guy next door is weed eating, or strimming as you guys call it. We have some corn that was really spotty. I think Jack and I think that the crawfish got them because we just sowed the seed, and only those came up. So I've resewn some in some toilet paper rolls, and once they come up, then we'll cut them, plant them. That's what I did last year, and I didn't have a problem. So I don't know. Maybe it's the crawfish are eating the seeds. But that's that one. We intend to later raise the level of this bed up, just build the dirt up, or the soil, excuse me. That way we don't have to worry if it floods again, because it'll be a raised bed. We have to come up with something to protect the neighbor's fence, because we don't want it to eat their fence and, you know, rot their fence out. So we've got that. We have these 2 beds, and that's really going to help. And eventually we're going to put 3 here this way, and really maximize our ground space. So we'll see what happens. I know it's really windy. I'm sorry. There's the rest of the compost I have got to sift and get the bed filled up. Got some seedlings sitting over here waiting very impatiently to go out. The Gardener's Delight, we got butternut squash. I got a sage that came up here, some basil, more basil, butternut squash, jackpot little pumpkins, Gardener's Delight, oregano from seed, mystery tomatoes, that's what all of these are. And then we have, let's see here, we have, one of these are night scented stock and one of these are poppies. They're not doing anything. Lemongrass, which tastes like furniture polish to me. Spearmint. Sweet peas that are just kind of in limbo. It's too hot now, so if they come to anything, I will be shocked. Some more spearmint that I started off of the original plant, which is right there. Those are the new guys. That's the original plant. The original plant looks like crap compared to the new guys. Dill. Dill is another thing that doesn't like me, so we'll add that to the list. Our birdies have been in the bird house. They hang out on the top and go into sentinel mode and keep all the other little birds away. So that's occupied, and that's nice. Happy about that. So this is just well, it's not short. I think it's the longest video I've done, but this is just an update to show you guys where we're at. We still have to put doors and tops on the compost bins. We'll get there eventually. So that's it from Vivian, Boyo, and Boyo in Texas. Hope you guys all have a great day, and happy gardening.